President King and President Pro Tem Bennett and fellow council members, I appreciate the opportunity to apply for the Council District 2 position. I've been a resident of Colorado Springs since 1992. I have a degree in American government from University of Virginia and a master's in public administration from UCCS. My husband and I have raised our kids in Academy School District 20. All 4 of them are graduates of Rampart High School. During this time, as my kids have been growing, I have personally knocked on many doors in District 2 and spoken to many people in many different meetings. Now that my husband is serving as Secretary of State in Denver and the kids are grown, I have both the time and the ability to step into a leadership position in this community. I've held many leadership roles throughout my life, from positions at church, positions in local politics, and positions on nonprofit boards. But I have always had a keen interest in city and county government. Part of this interest comes from my childhood. I remember going with my father, who was the Orem, Utah city engineer, to make sure the drainage systems were clear of weeds during storms. I learned firsthand the dedication of city employees and the importance of maintaining our infrastructure. From 1999 to 2000, I served as the El Paso County Public Trustee. In this position, I successfully managed an office of 18 employees. During my 8 years, we quadrupled net revenues returned to the county from $281,000 in 1999 to more than $1.2 million in 2005. I was also the legislative chairman of the Colorado Public Trustees Association. I quickly learned that you had to listen to everybody's opinion and you had to keep them apprised on everything that was going on. I believe that there can be more than one right answer to a given situation and to problems facing the community right now. I am a conservative person and believe that our government should be limited in its scope. I personally would have absolutely no problem cutting our federal government in half, except for our military. In this utopia, all of our roads, bridges, culverts, water drainage, and electric would be built and regulated by the state, the county, or the local level. Thomas Jefferson stated, "That government is best which governs least." I believe that we should apply this quote every single day to a federal issue or program. Like Jefferson, I believe that it is at the local level of government where we can best address our community's needs. I strongly believe that we as a community need to take hold of our problems and solve them ourselves. I was enchanted with the city of Colorado Springs in 1992, a vibrant downtown, great economic development, the Citadel and Chapel Hills Mall, and strong efforts to support our military. We also still have the prettiest mountain in Colorado, the prettiest medians in our road, and the nicest parks for our kids to play in. Over the years, as the city has grown, we seem to have lost some of that vibrancy. Downtown does not seem to sparkle as much. Economic development has been hard to come by. With the cutting back of our military forces and supporting services, as well as manufacturing losses, our roads, our medians, and other infrastructures are worn out. A bright star in our community was the passage and the renewal of the Pikes Peak Rural Transportation Authority, where we worked as city leaders, community leaders, and civic leaders to make sure that our roads were maintained. Some politicians may run for office stating that they will never support a tax increase. I will state that the local level of government is the most appropriate level to discuss tax increases and to place those tax increases on the ballot for a citizen vote. Jefferson stated that it is incumbent on every generation to pay for its own debts as it goes. I was most inspired to run for this office after the defeat of the Pikes Peak Regional Drainage Authority in November. Even though it was defeated in the city by a 52 to 48% vote and defeated in Council District 2, I strongly believe that we need to find a solution to this problem that does not include refinancing bonds for maintenance projects. I would consider reviewing the 2014 ballot proposal, revising the regional proposal based on concerns raised during the campaign, and submitting it to the citizens again. And then, as a city leader, I would support that initiative. There is conflict in the city charter between the budgetary duties of the mayor and of city council. At this point in time, if we need to, I would support a declaratory judgment, going to court to see who is right. I would not place the City for Champions on the ballot. At this time, it needs to be thought out more. I asked to be the next council member for District 2. I will be accessible to the people of Colorado Springs and will work hard to ensure that we address our community's needs. I will fight hard for our district and our city, and I will always recognize the need to work with the other council members and community leaders. I will work hard to continue to make Colorado Springs the city I fell in love with so many years ago, so we can have a bright future for generations to come. And I ask for your support.
Okay, thank you. Councilmember Bennett.
Councilor Hawley, it's good to have you here. It's good to see you.
Thank you.
Tell me how you go about making decisions and coming to conclusions on critical issues.
Well, having the benefit of being one of the last, if I were to make a critical decision, last week when you all were studying what to do on the mayor's override of the budget, first of all, I pulled up and I read his letter. And then I pulled up what was in the 2013 budget. And then I read the city charter. And then I read the city code. And then I came and I could see why you guys, there's really no right answer with that. But in making a decision, I like to have all of the information. If it's a quasi-judicial matter, I would like to go out and see the property. If we're thinking about putting a stoplight in the middle of the road or taking one out, I would like to drive out there and see how traffic flows. I like to see both sides of the issue before I make a decision.
Thank you.
Okay. Councilmember Martin.
Holly, thanks for being here tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks for bringing Wayne with you, too.
Oh,
It's always
I
nice to
appreciate
see
you
Wayne.
being there.
Holly, you mentioned in your comments that you believe in limited government and you'd like to see the national or federal government cut in half.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about local government?
I think local government is the best place to do things. And the reason I think that is that it's, when you run for election, it's really easy to get replaced. So when you do things and you do them wrong, your voters are going to let you know, and they will usually let you know by replacing you. So that's why I think at the federal level, it's much harder, frankly, because at the federal level, it's much easier to raise money, and there's a greater interest in keeping people in Congress who support their views. And so I think local government is the best because we have term limits, and the voters can more easily speak.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Other questions? Councilmember Gaber.
Thanks for being here, Holly.
Thank you.
Aside from stormwater, what might be some of your other priorities as a council member?
Well, I think economic development is a big priority. I think we need to be business friendly. I was looking up an article about the use tax. A couple of years ago when Springs Fabrication moved in, they had to buy large equipment. They had to pay a really high use tax. I would think that as we attract businesses, we might want to look, especially for manufacturing, what kind of use tax do they have to pay just to locate here? As we start to hit our Tabor limit when our economy comes back, are we able to eliminate the business personal property tax? And then also too, on utilities, are we able to charge, I read the city's Colorado Springs Forward Utilities Report, and are we able to charge ourselves only the cost of the water and not the cost of the debt financing? Are there things we can do with utilities to make people more interested in coming to Colorado Springs and getting their businesses started up?
Okay,
Thank you very much.
okay, thank
We
you.
appreciate all you
All
do.
right, thank you.